Hello, this is Jordan Schroeder from HEFESTIS with a quick report on some of the news that's come out. There has been a report that's been published by NCC on some of their phishing campaigns that they've done and some of the lessons learned that they have. So the report's called Crave the Data, Statistics from 1,300 Phishing Campaigns, and they have some really interesting results from this. First, they have concluded, which is something which has been pretty consistent with phishing campaigns globally, is they have 1 in 10 of the people that they send simulated phishing emails to within these campaigns that will click. They will get engagement from the person. And so that is pretty much a global standard, and it's been that way for 10 years. And that's as long as I have been keeping track of stats like this. And one of the other things which has been very interesting from their findings, and the reason for this short video, is that half of the people who clicked on the links in the email engaged with the website. Primarily, they're entering their credentials, and this stat is probably the most interesting and provides us with an opportunity to focus and refocus our efforts for both security awareness and our protections. By looking at it this way, and by looking at this from a engagement perspective, because you have half the people clicking that are engaging, we need to look at ways that we can reduce the amount of phishing emails and spam that gets to our inboxes. So prevention becomes extremely critical and becomes something that we need to look at improving as much as we can. We also want to take a look at our ability to be resilient when people click. Because one of the things that we can take a look at in the stats is 1 in 10 people are going to click and half of those people are going to engage, which means that no matter what we do, there's going to be a segment of our user base that is just going to click and provide their credentials. It's just going to happen. So we want to take a look at the things we can do to prevent that click. We want to get ahead of that click and stop it, reduce the emails, focus our training and focus our awareness campaigns on the email itself and not doing that click. Once they click, we can basically write it off with these stats. And the fact that for a lot of phishing campaigns, it's not about stealing credentials, it's an infection and ransomware. So if we can prevent that click, that's where we're going to be better off. So we have the click that happens, and then we have this gap of chaos that's going to happen, and then we have our response to it. And that's where we can also bolster our defenses and bolster our response to be able to respond to those things when they happen. So trying to fill in this gap is probably a fool's errand. It's going to be far more costly than it is going to provide us a benefit. And so what we want to do is prevent the clicks and be better at resolving it afterwards. So this has been the report and some conclusions to get from this report. Thanks very much. This is Jordan Schroeder from HEFESTIS.